How traffic lights make cities billions. You're sitting in your car, engine humming, the sunlight bouncing off your windshield. Ahead of you, a red light. No cars are coming from the other side. No pedestrians in sight. Just you, the empty road, and that silent, unwavering command to stop. You check the time. You sigh. You tap your fingers on the steering wheel. The light glows red, perfectly indifferent to your urgency. That small circle of light has more power over you than you realize. It can stop an entire lane of traffic, shift the rhythm of a city, and, quietly, generate billions of dollars every year. But before we go deeper, take a second to subscribe, like, and share this video, because what you're about to hear isn't just about traffic. It's about control, compliance, and the hidden economy built on your patience, your mistakes, and your time. Don't forget to comment when something resonates, because this story runs deeper than you think. Now, let's talk about that red light. At first glance, it's the simplest invention ever: 3 colors, 1 sequence. Red means stop, green means go, and yellow means you should have stopped but didn't. But behind that simplicity lies a system of psychology, engineering, and economics that shapes how cities breathe, and how they profit. The first traffic signal appeared in London, 1868. It wasn't even electric, a gas-lit contraption outside Parliament, managed by a police officer. Within a month, it exploded, injuring the operator. The idea went dormant, waiting for a world that ran on cars. When it returned, it wasn't about safety alone. It was about order. About the ability to manage human motion through light. About controlling flow. In the 20th century, cities realized something profound: if you can control how people move, you can control how they live, and how they pay. Every intersection became a tiny theater of behavior. Red meant obedience. Green meant permission. Yellow meant temptation, the test of human impulse. That hesitation, that split-second decision, it's the pulse of an economy. Because when you cross that yellow just a bit too late, when your tires edge into the intersection at the wrong millisecond, you've just contributed to a billion-dollar business model. Red light cameras. Automated fines. Contracted enforcement systems that cities lease from private tech companies. Every flash of light, every license plate captured, feeds not just a safety program, but a profit pipeline. In the United States alone, the red light camera industry is worth more than $1.2 billion a year. Across the world, it's part of a growing network of smart traffic solutions, a polite name for automated surveillance designed to make cities richer while citizens pay the difference. But it's not just about the fines. It's about data. Each intersection now records movement patterns, timestamps, heat maps, congestion metrics. That information, your information, is quietly sold, traded, and fed into algorithms that shape infrastructure, advertising, and even real estate development. Every time you wait at a red light, the city learns something about you. How long you're willing to wait. How quickly you react. What routes you favor. When you're most likely to break a rule. This is the invisible currency of the modern metropolis, your predictability. The more predictable you are, the easier it is to design systems that profit from your patience, your frustration, and your need to move. The light isn't just directing traffic. It's measuring you. But to understand how deep this goes, we need to step back, way back. Because this story began long before the first camera flashed. It began when cities realized that time itself could be monetized. Think of it, in ancient markets, control came from walls and gates. You could tax goods by restricting entry. In the industrial era, control came from railroads and tolls, physical barriers that demanded payment for movement. Today, the walls are invisible. The tolls are digital. And the control lives in light. The traffic signal is civilization's softest form of discipline, a contract between obedience and consequence. And we signed it willingly. You see, we don't stop because of the light. We stop because of what the light represents. Order. Safety. Punishment. Community. Fear. It's a shared language of submission, one that allows millions of strangers to coexist without speaking. And someone realized that if you can standardize behavior that deeply, you can monetize it endlessly. Think of the layers. Each ticket funds city budgets. Each contract funds private tech firms. Each upgrade, smart sensors, AI-controlled intersections, comes with a hefty procurement deal. The more complex the system becomes, the harder it is to question where the money goes. The more data it collects, the more indispensable it becomes. The more indispensable it becomes, the more you depend on it, and the less you resist it. But here's where the psychological twist lies. Traffic lights aren't just about movement. They're about trust. When we see that green light, we believe it's safe. When it's red, we assume danger. But the truth is, those lights don't see danger, they calculate probability. And those probabilities are managed by algorithms that don't care if you're late to the hospital, or if a child is sick, or if you're carrying groceries that are melting in the heat. The light is blind to urgency. But the system profits from your compliance. That's the dark brilliance of it. Human empathy replaced by programmable certainty. Every time you stop, you reaffirm faith in a network of control you can't see. Every time you go, you prove that it works. And cities learn to weaponize that faith economically. Take Los Angeles. In the 2000s, red light camera programs generated tens of millions annually. The justification was safety, fewer accidents. But data later showed mixed results. Some intersections even saw more crashes, people braking too suddenly to avoid fines. Still, the revenue spoke louder than the evidence. Chicago made over $600 million from automated traffic enforcement in a decade. In the UK, local councils collectively earned hundreds of millions in parking and traffic violations yearly, enough to fund entire departments. It's not corruption. It's design. And now, it's evolving again. Smart city initiatives are turning intersections into profit-generating sensors. They track pollution levels, pedestrian counts, even facial data, all under the banner of urban efficiency. It sounds noble. But efficiency is rarely free. Private companies now sell predictive traffic software to governments, subscription-based control systems. The cities don't even own the code. They rent the authority to manage their own movement. In the end, it's the same ancient principle: if you can make people wait, you can make them pay. And while you wait, something deeper happens. Something psychological. You adapt. You learn to obey without thinking. You internalize the rhythm of red, yellow, green. You measure your patience in seconds, your anger in flashes. The machine doesn't shout. It glows. And you listen. We are creatures of rhythm, conditioned by light. The city's pulse becomes your own. Stop. Wait. Move. Repeat. But it's not just your car that's being guided anymore. It's your attention. Every pause is a moment to glance at your phone, to consume, to scroll. Advertisers know this. App designers know this. Even traffic infrastructure planners know this. The red light has become the most reliable point of digital engagement in the modern day. So now, as you sit waiting, you're not just losing time. You're producing data. Attention. Profit. Even the illusion of delay becomes productive in an economy built on human focus. And in that, the traffic light becomes something almost poetic, the symbol of modern life itself: orderly, convenient, justified, profitable. Yet beneath it lies a quiet truth. The light isn't commanding you. It's reflecting you. Your need for structure. Your fear of chaos. Your willingness to trade autonomy for safety. Because deep down, we crave systems that promise fairness, even when those systems profit from our obedience. Maybe that's why we never question it. Why we rarely ask who maintains these cameras, who profits from the data, who decides the cycle lengths that define our days. The illusion of safety is powerful enough. And maybe that's the secret: traffic lights don't control us through force. They control us through trust. Through predictability. through the comforting idea that someone, somewhere, is organizing the chaos. But here's the haunting irony: what if the chaos was more human than the order? What if, in making cities efficient, we've made them exploitable? What if, in designing a world that flows smoothly, we've built a system that measures every breath of our movement and bills us for it? The invisible economy of the traffic light doesn't just earn through fines and fees. It earns through the illusion of necessity, through the psychology of delay, through the conditioning of obedience. And as cars become autonomous, as signals become digital, as algorithms replace human intuition, the red light's glow will still remain. Not because it needs to, but because it works. Because nothing trains a species to obey like the promise of eventual permission. Next time you're stuck at a red light, alone, staring at that silent circle of color, ask yourself, who profits from this moment? The answer isn't just the city treasury. It's the contracts, the data brokers, the software vendors, the insurance analysts, the behavioral scientists. All of them, quietly benefiting from the seconds you'll never get back. You'll glance at the clock again. The light will turn green. You'll move forward, thinking nothing of it. And somewhere, in a database, another record will log your compliance, proof that the system still works. The traffic light doesn't just manage movement. It manages humanity. And it has been profitable ever since we learned to wait. So as you drive away today, remember this. Every stop is a transaction. Every pause, a data point. Every moment of patience, an entry in someone's ledger. The red light doesn't stop the world. It runs it. If this story opened your eyes, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell. Because in the next story, we'll uncover another system you live under every day, yet never see. Because in the invisible economy, obedience is currency, and attention is the new gold.